The coronavirus disease was discovered and officially presented on the 31st of December of 2019 by the Municipal Commission of Health of Wuhan in China. By January 30, there were more than 18 countries with confirmed coronavirus patients. The first confirmed case in Mexico was in Mexico City on February 27. Today, there are over 81,000 cases in Mexico and 9,000 of them are confirmed deaths.
According to the World Health Organization, COVID-19 spreads very easily among people. This virus spreads mainly from person to person, through tiny drops of water that come out of the nose or mouth of an infected person by coughing, sneezing, or talking. Infection occurs when a healthy person inhales these drops, which can fall on the nose, mouth, or eyes. It is also possible for a person to become infected by touching objects or surfaces covered with infected drops, and then touch their eyes, nose, or mouth.
Hmm. What you need to do to prevent the virus is to keep social distance if you need to go outside. Keep around 1 meter of distance. And if you have a little cold or some kind of flu, you need to check directly with the hospital because it could be worse. Stay at home at all costs. Avoid to go outside. Use protection in the face if you need to go outside, and that helps to avoid the spreading the virus and get to the other people.
Quarantine is a concept that means that we are in total isolation. This isolation must take place in our homes and restrict any unnecessary exits. The period of time varies in some cases, but they are generally 40 days. This quarantine is intended to prevent the spread of a virus.
The positive things that quarantine brought: being with family most of the time, having more interaction, avoiding commuting time to school, being able to finish series that you haven't seen, greater comfort in online classes, have more time for yourself, be able to eat food from home, and wake up a little later.
On the other hand, this virus brought with it some negative consequences. For example, millions of deaths around the world that increase every day, from children to adults, but more frequent in older people. During quarantine, the economy of several countries, including ours, was affected. Because of this, some companies and small businesses were forced to close. Also, quarantine can cause psychological problems like stress, paranoia, or anxiety.
How do I feel for the quarantine? It's a situation very diverse because I like staying in my home and I have time for myself, but I don't like the classes online. I feel that I don't understand anything or just a little bit. Also, I really like going to the parties, and in these moments I miss so much go to the nightclubs with my friends. Like example, my birthday was in April and I could not celebrate it. It was a sad day for me. It's a complicated situation and very hard to separate, but it's necessary to stay at home so the quarantine doesn't get extended and we can back to our normal lives. How
I think the quarantine gave me more vacations than I could have asked for before, but that means that I can see my girlfriend often, that I can go to work and can earn money, and that I have to spend all day in my house. Also, I can go to the gym because it's closed, or to dine my favorite food in the restaurant, but on the other hand, I can avoid spending to go to school, I have more time to do homework, and I can sleep a little more than before.
This quarantine has affected everyone in many ways, and personally, I think it has affected me in both my academical and social aspects more. Academically speaking, because in order to keep having classes during these difficult times, we now use Microsoft Teams for online classes, which I personally think that it is a great option. The downside of this is that I've noticed that I've been using my phone and laptop more than I've ever done before, so we all now really depend on them and the internet. Socially, because since we aren't allowed to go outside, I can really see my friends and go to parties, to the movies, and pretty much everywhere else. We sometimes talk on the phone or video call each other, but it isn't the same. One positive thing is that I actually talk a lot more with my family now. We all get along, but I feel that our family relationship has gotten even better now.
The quarantine didn't affect me. On the other hand, what affected me was the online classes. It is too stressful. There are days when I don't sleep because I'm doing homework, projects, or study for exam. I have not had time to rest for a while since the online classes began. Also, I miss seeing my friends, but actually, I like to stay more time with my family.
Well, my daily basis change because I work in the morning, I go to study in the afternoon, and I get to home at night. And I spend almost every day outside, so it's a big change. Now I have a lot of time free, and I'm searching things to do. It's because it's weird to me to have this much time, and I feel anxious really about this.
During this quarantine, I have found myself some days bored, sad, anxious, among other emotions. It is a frustrating situation because we cannot go out at all. We cannot visit our grandparents, we cannot go out for a walk. I mean, distract ourselves a little from everything that is happening. Some days I'm not hungry and not eat all day. Others days I sleep very late and this is something that affects me a lot and I'm not calm. I hope that everything involving COVID-19 will be over soon.
This quarantine, I have had a calm experience. I think I have easily adapted to this new way of life, but something that I really miss is seeing my girlfriend, my friends, going to the gym, being able to go to parties, to the movies, to restaurants. It's curious how all that was so normal today is a strange thing to do.
With respect to the virus, these 2 months I have felt very good. I prefer online classes than go to university. It always has been very annoying for me to hang out with many people. I feel better in places with few people. I used to take a bus to return to my house, but at that hour the buses are full, and to take one, I needed to wait about an hour. It's easier and more comfortable to wake up and just turn on my laptop. I'm in love with this modality, but I am a little worried about what's going to happen with the virus and when this quarantine will end.